Hello, I wanted you to complete this brief quiz review. We're going to take our first quiz tomorrow, and it will be similar to this. So would you please look at the first question? It says, how many terms are in the following expression? Terms are separated by plus and minus signs. Every time we see one, there's a new term. So if we look at this, this is term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5, and term 6. So there are 6 terms. Now it didn't say like terms, it just said terms. How many are there? Well, there are 6 terms. So now let's move on to the next question. What kind of polynomial is the following expression? A monomial, a binomial, trinomial, or polynomial? Now the prefix of each term is what determines how many terms. So mono means that there's one term. Binomial means there's 2 terms. Trinomial is 3 terms, and poly means many, so any terms after 3. Now this does look like a lot going on. However, it's not separated by a plus or minus sign. This is a product, meaning it's all being multiplied. Side by side means multiply. And so therefore, this is one term. It's all hooked together. So this particular term is a monomial. One term, even though our eyes see a lot of busy work there. So now let's go on to the third. Simplify the following expression by combining like terms. This does say like terms. And like terms have to have the same variable raised to the same power. In this case, we have 2 different variables. We don't have a power or an exponent. So we're going to gather them up by their alphabet letter known as a variable. So when we do that, we have a group of A's, and we're going to take the operation sign in front. So this is negative 14A, and that minus 3A we're going to look at as a negative 3A. Then I see B's. I have a minus 2B, so that's going to be written as a negative 2B, and a positive 8B, or a plus 8B, and that's a positive 8B. So in order to combine the terms, I have to take 14, negative 14, and combine means I'm adding, plus negative 3 to get negative 17A. And then for the B terms, I take negative 2, and I'm combining, so I'm going to add positive 8. And that's 6, positive 6. So that positive 6 I'm going to write as plus 6. So the answer is negative 17A plus 6. We were able to take 4 terms and make them only 2 terms. That's why we call it simplifying. Let's look at the next example. It wants us to simplify this expression as well. And this one does have exponents. It has an x to the second power, an x, and another x. So we are going to combine just like terms. So this doesn't have anything like it. That's all there is. There's no more terms that have x raised to the second power. This is a different term because it just has an x. It doesn't have a power. So I'm going to also include this term, but I need the coefficient of 1. So that would be 6x and positive 1x. And then finally, we have our constants. And even though some may be positive and negative, they're still like. They do not have a variable. There's a minus in front of the 3, so I'm going to take that as negative 3. There's a plus in front of the 11, so that's going to be positive 11. So 3x squared stands alone. I'm going to add 6 plus 1 to get 7. It's a positive 7. That's why I use the plus sign. And negative 3 plus 11 is 8. It's a positive 8, so I'm going to write it as plus 8. So when we simplify this particular expression, this is the end result. These are the type of problems you'll have on your quiz tomorrow. So please look this over, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me.